This is an education broadcast by dontbesheep.com aimed at children between 7 and 107. The history of money and banking in the 20th century. Secret meeting on Jekyll Island, 1910. A group of the most powerful bankers in the United States were invited to a secret meeting on an island in America. During this meeting, a deal was struck to create a cartel of banks which would become the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve Act 1913. 3 years after the secret meeting on Jekyll Island, a law was signed into being which created the Federal Reserve and gave the Federal Reserve the exclusive right to control the supply of US dollars. The act was signed during the Christmas break when most of the government was on holiday. The objective of the Federal Reserve was said to be to protect the value of the dollar. However, in the 100 years since the creation of the Federal Reserve, there has been 1,000% inflation. First World War 1914. The First World War resulted in a major transfer of wealth from Europe to the United States. The US became a war factory for Europe, and this continued into World War II. Europe became a debtor to the United States. The Wall Street crash and the Great Recession, 1929. In 1929, a business crisis led to a major banking crisis. The New Deal, 1933. The economic mandate gave the US government a mandate to pass new laws which gave the government increased powers over banks and the economy. Is this a fight back, or is this part of the Jekyll Island plan? The Second World War, 1939. World War II resulted in another huge transfer of wealth to the United States. The United States became the most powerful economic country in the world. Before the end of World War II, the richest bankers got together in Bretton Woods, USA, to create a new world banking system. This included the creation of the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. The oil crisis and the end of the gold standard in the 1970s. There was a sudden rise in the price of oil, which led to the oil-producing countries sucking in dollars. Suddenly, there was not enough money. The President of the United States at the time, Richard Nixon, announced the end of the gold standard. The Federal Reserve, from then on, was able to create as many dollars as they wanted, regardless of holdings of gold. Deregulation of the Bank of England in 1979 and 1997. In 1979, under the government of Margaret Thatcher, the Bank of England was partially deregulated. In 1997, under the government of Tony Blair, the Bank of England was completely deregulated. The Great Recession, 2008. In 2008, the creation of debt and endless printing of money finally caught up with the world economy, resulting in a major banking crisis.